that was my real introduction to competitive golf. But I ended up winning the net, which was nice.
Yep.
It isn't win the stroke by anything, but I was really happy to beat my handicap and beat it by a lot.
Join me, Jonesy, for interviews, recaps, and much more. So tune in, unwind, and get your sporting fix. Hello guys, welcome to the 15th episode of the Sporting Fix and the first interview ever produced in the studio. It is an honour. I was so grateful when this golfer put his hand up and said he wants to have a chat with me today. He's a keen golfer, a young golfer, and he's up and coming also. It is Oscar Hickson today, mate. How are you today?
Not too bad, yourself?
Yeah, I'm
good.
good.
Thanks for having me on. I'm quite nervous, actually.
Nah, well, mate, all you got to do on this is to just boast about yourself. It's just like I've called you up and said, get in the pub, we're having a beer. It's just a chat, mate. It's nothing too serious. You're a keen golfer, obviously. Talk about how long you've been in the actual sport for and what you like about it, really.
I'm actually quite a weird example. I'd say I'm a bit more like a Greg Norman type of viewers know who he is. I started golf when I was 15, now 16. I started quite late. Just because I was mad in the cricket before I turned 15. I loved cricket. It was my jam. But one fateful day, two of my mates called me up. I want to have a round of golf, and ever since that, I've been practicing every day. Spend more time than
So it was just a call up from your mates saying get you on the golf course.
Yeah, it was. Rocked up. No warm up. Rocked up on the first tee. I reckon I scored 19 on my first ever hole of golf. I kept topping that damn ball.
Yeah.
It was a good experience. I think I still bet them both. So
that's a good start to your career, I guess.
Yeah.
What was it about that day that actually made you interested in golf? Like, was there something that happened?
I reckon I was in a really low point of my cricket career. I was really struggling.
We don't want to hear that.
No, we don't.
No.
I wasn't making many runs. I was struggling everywhere. Going in my shell, and I went out the golf course. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
I had a great time with mates, and beating them definitely boosted the ego a bit.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think with golf, it's such a free sort of sport.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play it competitively, or you can play it by yourself and
100%.
enjoy the surroundings around you. So I do get what you mean in terms of it's free and peaceful compared to, I guess, a sport like cricket. And I think you played footy also. You are a different stage in golf now compared to when you started. Obviously, you spend more time on the course than you probably do at home, which is, I don't know, is it concerning? Is it not? I don't really know. But what is your training routine? I mean, you spend so much time on the course. How does that look like?
I just try and spend as much time as I can playing golf. Like, it's actually ridiculous.
Yep.
Like, probably, I reckon after school it's at least, 4 or 5 hours practicing every day. In the holidays, I got up to about 8 hours a day trying to practicing and all that. But
it's
a long time. But as I've gotten matured in the sport, I've come to realise, I'm a skinny bloke. Don't hit it very far. I think I need to start working, as hard off the course as I do on the course.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit that stage, but I just love golf. Like, I've got nothing better to do with my life than hit around a little white ball around the golf course.
No, it's good. It's good. And obviously you were talking to me actually before the podcast about your technique and how you started to, I guess, where you are now. If you could talk about what didn't work and what did work, and I guess what you've tweaked with your technique that makes you a lot more effective again in competitions today. What did you change?
I think my first ever hole of golf, had a real impact on my swing and what it became. Because if anyone knows, like Sam Bennett or Newman on the World Tour, I had quite a head tilt, like side bend, or don't know how to explain it. Like, my head, when I was coming down the downswing, like, came down a lot, and it was really detrimental. I'd struggle for contact and all that. And that came from me trying to hit the ball too hard. Go on the Vic Open, you see all the professional golfers hit it 300 metres. You want to do the same. But for me, it was really realising, that's not my game.
Yeah.
For me to play well, I had to realise I had to keep my head up and really slow my swing down.
Yep.
and just really find my rhythm, because it was like that in cricket. I'm never going to be a big hitter or wow people with 350 meter drives. It's all about my game's more based about accuracy and all that. And with my head coming down so far, it really it didn't help my cause. I couldn't be accurate. I was all over the place. I was inconsistent.
Well, yeah, I was just going to ask actually what that did affect and how it did affect you, whether that was accuracy or distance. But I think you just hit the nail on the head.
It was all of it. It was pretty bad. I was inconsistent with distance. I was all over the place. I think, funny enough, your host actually caddied for me once. And look, I struggled. I really did. And the last few months, my coaches were pointed it out, and and now my head's up. I'm still got a lot better technique, and it helps. I'm consistent. I'm accurate. I'm in a lot better shape than I was.
That's really good. And for your coach to, I guess, point that out and notice that, it must be pretty good. Like, do you think you've got a good group around you supporting you and helping you, I guess, every step of the way? Because I guess it's always good to have a coach, and that's their job, I guess, to notice faults in someone's game. But it must be really good as a young age to, I guess, start learning different techniques for the future.
100%. Like, I've learnt so much in the last 6 months, because I've only taken golf seriously for maybe 6 months or something recently. Like, really, like, I practiced every day. I just hit balls, but there was no method to my practice. Now there's training plans, certain drills I have to complete that he's helped me with. But he's taught me so much. Like, if anyone out there, like, the best thing you can do is get a coach. They teach you so much. They're well trained with Golf Australia and all that. They know what they're doing. And like, he took my handicap from 20 to about 8 in like 3 months.
Well, I was actually perfect timing. I was going to ask you about the handicap, and obviously that is a very good handicap, what you are on now. But I guess to those who don't know a lot about golf and don't know what a handicap is, just provide a little description.
A handicap is like this, what you go to par like on your average good round. Mm-hmm. Like, so most pars are around 72, and if my handicap's 8, I think I go like 8 over par on my average good round,
which is, by the way, quite impressive. So
there's definitely for how I'm quite happy for, I haven't been playing the game for long, and obviously very inexperienced and all that, but there's plenty of way better golfers out there who are off +3, +4, and I've played against all of them.
Yeah, but I was going to ask about those people also. They would have started from a younger age.
Yeah, 100%. But look, they have a different path to me. I think it's actually an advantage for me. I come in with a different, perspective on golf. Yep. Obviously, I played a lot of football, cricket, even played baseball for a tiny bit.
I haven't heard about that one.
Even nearly got into hockey. Like, I played a fair few sports before I found golf, but I like being different. I like being the older guy. I'm saying older guy, and I'm 16, and all the junior tournaments is learning now. But I love it. It's a great sport. I love playing with my mates. I love playing competitive golf.
Yeah.
It's just, I just fell in love.
I think it's perfect. Also, I mean, for you to have such a strong passion about golf, it just makes you, I guess, every day you want to get better and better. And I think having a coach, as you mentioned, makes it a whole lot easier. And he's taught you so many things about your technique, and what I guess I want to know, and people probably also want to know, is about your mental strategies and what you do on, I guess, weather impacted days, whether it's pouring down rain or sweltering days. How do you prepare mentally, and what is going through your mind during those situations?
I think the mental game's huge. I think, especially when you caddied for me at the Vic Junior Masters, didn't know what I was doing. I had no pre-shot routines. What I learnt, I was playing the Geelong Open Amateur or something, and I was swinging pretty bad. I was really, my head was dipping. That was probably one of the, I was swinging bad. Like, it was bad. But I managed to, me and my dad, I was watching the Vic Open, and I was watching Kazuma Kabori. He was he's very slow. He's chilled. He's not the biggest hitter out there, but he's accurate, and he has a great pre-shot routine, and I really noticed that watching him. So what I did, I started breathing like 3 times before I hit the ball, like, doing the same thing each time I hit the ball, and it really helped. Like, I was swinging badly. And I think I only ended up 11 over, but how badly I was swinging, I could have easily been 50 over.
And I mean, I think that's a big part in sport in particular, not just golf. I mean, you see the routines with, I guess, Steve Smith in cricket. He does the pad, box, and everything, every ball. I mean, what do you do before every swing?
Every swing, obviously, yardage, wind, all that type of stuff. You have, where do you want to miss? Because unfortunately, you miss a lot in golf.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's breathing. I breathe, through my nose, out my mouth 2 times, and then I do like a weird double breathe through my nose. It really relaxes me and breathe out. Then I just make sure to count the 5 or do something like that. I just try and be slow. When it's a big tournament, I'll be slow because the worst thing, and when I learned at the Vic Junior Masters, rushing kills you.
Yeah.
So many strokes it costs you is crazy.
I think you put it perfectly, really. I mean, those deep breaths, I think, really impact someone's, I guess, perspective on the way sport works. And I guess when you handle pressure in tight situations you're expecting, I mean, you've certainly been in competitions where they've been close, a lot of pressure involved in them, and I guess those breaths, do you think the breathing is the most important
100%,
part?
but it's also staying hydrated. It's also eating. You're probably seeing the camera, I'm quite skinny bloke. I need to eat, and one thing I do badly is I don't eat enough on the course, and it fatigues me. I lose concentration, and also you talked about extreme weather days. Like it's really hot at the moment.
Today we'll do a bit of a perspective. It's like 40 plus degrees, so it's warm. It's night now, so it's sort of cooled down. But today he was on the golf course. Rain, hail or shine, it's 40 degrees. He's still out there. That is commitment, if I've ever seen it.
But I think it's great practice. You got to be able to play golf in all conditions.
That is extremely important. That is a very good point you raised.
Because I remember, lucky you got called off, but me and you nearly had to play in torrential rain at the Vic Masters.
It was pouring down rain, and this kid has been on the golf course every single day, whether it's raining, whether it's heat. You've got to, I guess, be able to know how to play in certain situations. So I actually think if that did go ahead, you would have been in an advantageous position.
Oh, yeah, I would have been right, but I still remember I think I was struggling to sleep, so I can't remember what it's called, but I took something to go to sleep, and I was very drowsy the next morning.
Hopefully they're not illegal.
Not illegal. I'm not doing illegal drugs.
We don't want doping in sport.
Yeah, we're not doping.
Over your,
we're not doping.
No, we're not doping, neither.
I don't think I'd be off 8 if I'm doping, by the way.
No, you're being the negatives, mate. No, so you're talking about your Vic Open, and I guess the course was in Melbourne. It was a fairly long drive.
The Vic Junior Masters.
Yeah, what was the name of that course? Can you give us a bit of perspective?
It was Glen Waverley Golf Club. I think it's the Waverley course.
And talk us about your experience and how that course was different and what you did and then didn't like about it.
I was fairly lucky. Obviously, it was similar to my home course, like my original home course. So it was similar. It was good because I've played in courses like that a lot, but it was. What was challenging for me, the greens were a bit slower and a bit soggy. Yep. So coming from the Bellarine Peninsula, they're a lot fast and firm.
Yep.
So they really go. So I really struggle on slower greens. So adjusting to that, was tough.
Not to mention adaptability in sport is crucial.
Yeah, it is.
And for him to, you can release how you went in that competition. You did. Talk us about how you went, actually.
I didn't win the stroke competition, but it was my first ever proper competition. I think I played pennant before that, and that was my real introduction to competitive golf. But I ended up winning the net, which was nice.
Yep.
It isn't win the stroke by anything, but I was really happy to beat my handicap and beat it by a lot.
And to rock up to probably the biggest competition you've played in, would it be?
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, so for you to rock up a long drive early mornings and for you to, I guess, adapt to the course, 100%. You never know what it was like. It's different to home.
I just want to say, this guy, literally, we'll turn off at 7 o'clock in Melbourne. We live 2 hours away from the golf course.
This isn't about me.
This man got up 3 o'clock in the morning with me to go play golf and watch me shank the golf ball around the golf course.
I only came from the McDonald's, mate. I didn't come for any other.
Oh, mate, we had so much Maccas that wasn't funny.
I thought it was going to die of diabetes.
Oh,
Every time through karate, you might grab a knife through the burger.
I could not eat it after. It was too much.
I'm surprised you didn't chuck on the golf course. That's not what we're here to talk about, though. The reason why you played so well, you rocked up to the course, you played a brilliant game of golf over the course of 3 days. Your adaptability, you said the course over there is a lot different to home. What I think is stands out to me is the fact about your adaptability and how that means and is so important to golf and to any sport. I think you were the new kid on the block and you rocked up and you won the net competition. Talk us about the net competition. What actually does that consist of?
The net competition is like how much you beat your handicap by.
Yeah.
So like on over the 3 days that got turned into 2 days because of rain and bad weather.
Yep.
I beat my handicap by the most.
Yep.
Than the other guys.
Which is absolute the biggest improvement.
Yeah, I was pleased. Go out there and not shoot 202 was pleasing, but I don't look at it. I don't really care about the win. The win trophy's nice, but I learnt so much. I learnt where I lost strokes and where I was bad, but I also had fun. It was great having you out there, and I hope you'll come out next year if I can convince you for some more Maccas.
Yeah, McDonald's might get me over the line. So you're talking about the golf course and I guess the ones at home that you've played with, the ones at Glen Waverley. What's been the favourite? What's the favourite golf course you've played on? The best one, the most challenging? Talk us through
best
your
one
experiences.
is actually Shelley Beach in New South Wales. It was playing golf with my grandmother.
Yep.
She wasn't playing. She was on the bag.
I was gonna say
she was walking around, but it was,
that's quite a good effort to walk around 18 holes with. How old is she? Lost count.
70.
70. Lost
I hope I've got that right.
Could
Sorry,
be in triple
Grandma.
figures. Nah, that's fine. That's fine. Shout out to your grandma. Hopefully she doesn't get offended from that. But yeah, in New South Wales, talk us about that golf course.
Oh, it was just the views were mega. It was on the cliff near Shelley Beach, the actual beach.
Yep.
And it was just mega views. I think it was more about spending time with my grandma. The experience there was great.
And it's a new, I guess, landscape.
Yeah,
New South Wales compared to Victoria.
And the greens were so quick. It was great. I had a great time. Loved showing my grandma around the golf course.
Yep.
I just had a great time, and I hope she enjoyed it as well.
I'm sure she would have.
I don't think she was walking the day after.
Was she the one pushing the bag?
No. Don't worry.
Poor grandma. Rock up to New South Wales for her to push you around. Most challenging course you've played on?
Most challenging? Oh.
Tough one.
Nah, they're all easy for me.
That is a mic drop moment. We might just leave that there. None of them are challenging.
Nah. I reckon Lonsdale Links, I don't think I played great there. I played there once, but with all the wind going on there, I think it was, and I didn't know how to keep the ball low back then. I was a bit of a rookie. I still am a rookie, but I think that was pretty tough. But no, I enjoy playing them all. Obviously, hopefully in the future I get a chance to play 13th Beach and Bowen Heads. That would be nice. And actually, coming up, I've got the opportunity to play Royal Melbourne, the best course in Australia.
That is a very good course.
And apparently that's pretty challenging, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I guess getting yourself around the country in different golf courses can only set you up in, I guess, a positive way.
And it's a great experience. Get to see something new.
Yeah.
Because when you spend so much time at one golf course, get
a bit sick of it. And that's a good way to lead to this question about motivation and how you can stay motivated in a particular sport. You're rocking up to the same course over and over. What is it about golf that makes you so motivated? Because so many people just, I guess, quit halfway through.
I just think I just want to get better. But also, what motivates me, and it's a bit weird, is when I see other kids train, I just want to beat them, to be honest.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And you do. And you do.
Some of them. There's some pretty good golfers at my course.
And you
some pretty good golfers there. But but honestly, I just that was a bit of a voice crack there. Don't mind that. Yeah. I've lost my train of thought, but
you beat the kids on your golf course.
I'm actually pretty fortunate. There's some pretty good golfers there. I've had the opportunity to play with a few of them, but they've been playing way longer than I have.
Yep.
I'm just trying to learn off them, to be honest.
And I guess that's another good point you raised about, I guess, the people you play around. Most of them are a lot younger. They've started before you. Obviously, you're a bit late to the party, but you're certainly catching up now. The future of golf in this country, I mean, you've got the likes of Cam Smith and a few others that have played in the sport.
Yeah.
The Asian guys.
Min
Woo Lee. He's an absolute king. So we talk about the top of the tier optimal players, Cam Smith, Min Woo Lee, and a few others like Mark Leishman. If you look at the youth and the juniors coming up, is it in good stead?
Oh, I believe it is. Australian golfers, I don't reckon, ever been in a better spot.
Yep.
There's great people coming up. I think I say that because I see how competitive the junior tournaments is. There's so many +4 handicappers out there that, absolutely elite.
Yeah.
It's just not funny. But also, I think it's like a testament to the Adam Scotts, the Greg Normans and all that. They've, really inspired the young Australian golfers out there to do what, go out there and try. Because for me, the 2013 Masters that Adam Scott, won is quite inspiring. Like, how the only Australian to ever win the tournament, like, how good was that? And you can probably ask a few people I've gone to school with. I've watched the replay of that tournament so many times, it's not funny.
Yeah, it probably clogs up your search history. So you talk about the tournaments that you've played in. There's been a range of them. The one that you won, obviously. What's been your favourite? And that's consisting of whether the result was good or, I guess, the experience you had. What's been the favourite tournament you've ever played at?
Played in? I haven't played in, a lot of tournaments. Hopefully it's Royal Melbourne coming up, but I think it was the Vic Junior Masters, first tournament ever. I was probably quite nervous. It was either that or Pennant, but Pennant's not really a tournament. But it was that, like, getting spend time with you out in the course, keep me motivated. For someone, I don't know, caddying for me in a sport he's never played before, it's rocked up, telling me all what to do.
I was a bit bossy. I mean, I don't drive 2 hours just to sit down and push a cart. I tell him what to do.
Yeah, and for me, I was in a different state of my golf game. I was, didn't know what I was doing. Probably got way more angry than I do now because I know golfers, all mindset and all that. And I really appreciated you coming out.
Nah, mate, it's all good. We're not here to talk about me. There's a reason I got you on the show. I can talk about myself by myself. I put you here to talk about you. So just boast away, mate. Don't talk about me. Your idol?
My idol?
Your idol growing up.
It's actually not golf. It's actually Stephen Smith.
My goodness.
Stephen Smith. If anyone's played cricket against me, I used to have the bat wiggle. I remember in training I used to do the sidestep thing, how he comes in. I was a big fan because unfortunately I was always a slow batter. I didn't score quickly.
You were the Cheteshwar Pujara.
Yeah, I was. The wall. And he was different at the time, and I felt I was different. And he just and he was the Australian captain. Like, he was quite inspiring, and he was scoring runs. I loved cricket. There's still a poster up of him on my wall. It's
a unique idol. I mean, obviously you grew up. We can talk about your childhood later, but you grew up as a cricketer, as a footy player. You mentioned hockey. You mentioned baseball. Every sport you can name, he's practically a part of.
I've had a go.
So you probably even played NFL. Also in chess, you've probably been involved in chess. I mean, every sport he's probably been involved in. So it isn't surprising that Stephen Smith is your idol, but for you to be a keen golfer, you spend more time on the course than you do at home, and for your idol to not be a golfer, it's unique, but it's absolutely perfect.
I mean, I look up to Jack Nicklaus a lot. I know my dad's a big fan of him. My grandfather was a huge fan of Jack Nicklaus. Won the most majors of all time, but I just think I want to be like him. Like, he was well-spoken, well-mannered. He was a very good guy. Like, not just because he was a good golfer, but how he was as a bloke.
Yeah.
Like, if you be anything like that, I think you're
And I
going
think,
pretty well.
idols aren't just, I guess, relating to the sport that you want to play in. It's, I guess, as you said, the persona, the way they hold themselves up on and off the field.
Yeah.
Steve Smith did that perfectly.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
you're minus 2018 and the
Yeah,
sandpaper game.
yeah.
That's a controversial topic, maybe for another time. He was and still is probably the most influential player Australia's probably ever produced.
100%. But I think what got me for me was seeing him stand up in 2019 after 17-18 Ashes. Like he basically carried Australia's batting, just to put it lightly. But he stood up for his country, and being a super passionate, cricketer at the moment, it was inspiring. It's what I wanted to be like. If I could be like Steve Smith, be going pretty well.
The fact that they were digging into him, the Barmy Army. I hate those guys, the Barmy Army. They are... I could say a word which I won't say. But, Steve Smith, he did carry that season and that tournament, that series, I should say. And they, were comparing him to the Don. And in that series, he was playing like the Don. He was scoring left, right and centre until Jofra Archer made him lose his just everything. So
But what at the moment, obviously, he's struggling at the moment in New Zealand. And I've got full faith in he'll come back. I reckon later in the year, India, I'm going to make a bold call here.
Yep.
I reckon he's on for a 1,000-run series.
Whoa! Put that in the quote book. 1,000
Hopefully
runs.
this doesn't get replayed, but...
You never know. It might happen and you'll be quite a famous person. So I do want to continue talking about Steve Smith and how much of an impact he has made in your life, and he's made so many impacts in so many other people's lives. I mean, I guess what he's done is exceptional, and we want to talk about anything, so cricket-related, footy-related. Just talk about your experience with Steve Smith, not in person, obviously, but through the screen.
Look, it was kind of like, I just loved watching him bat. Like, it was just different. Like, he was exciting. You knew he was always on for a ton. Like, it was just exciting. I liked how he kept fighting. Like, probably all the sledging and all the stuff that's tough about cricket. And like all the media and people like you that I'm kidding.
Yeah,
give him a hard time.
It's our job. It's our job to just kill people. It's a really nice, uncorrupt job. Anyway, I know taking the piss out of sports people is the way to go in the media area, and this will seriously get me out of a job. It's the way to go. I mean, you got to make a headline, and Steve Smith, when you cheat, when you get sandpaper and rub it against the cricket ball, you're going to get attention, Stephen. Okay, so...
That was poor.
Get back. I mean, look, I don't think he did it. I think Dave Warner...
I think the ban was a bit harsh, to be honest.
Absolutely.
I think it was poor on South Africa. The things they were saying about Dave Warner's wife...
It was so bad.
Was bad. That was not okay, and I think South Africa should have been held to account.
They should have been the one apologising, not the Aussies. I mean, you've got India who use a zip to hack up the ball. You've got England and they get nothing, and all of a sudden you got an Aussie with a little bit of sandpaper and off you go out for a year. So, look, it was a bit extravagant. And obviously, talk us about, we're talking about cricket at the moment. Your childhood, you playing cricket. Knock yourself out. Where did you start?
Where did I start playing cricket?
You don't have to give us the club. I mean, were they a good club? Did they look after you?
Back in, I think I started playing cricket for Murrumbeena back in Melbourne, because I obviously lived, in different states and all that. But started with Milo. I think that they still had the yellow and green system. So when you're in the junior, when you're starting out, you wear the yellow.
Yep.
And
when you're a veteran, you wear the green.
Yep. I was aspiring to be in that green jersey. Mate, don't you worry.
Everyone does. Yeah. You wear the green, you are praised like Jesus. It's like everyone.
Well, I still remember like watching the under 11s out in the middle. Like they were the cool kids back in the day. Now you watch them and they're bloody up to your knee.
Oh, mate, they are useless now. Milo cricket has dropped off a mile. Back in the day, it was like prime. You played outdoors, beautiful weather. Versing kids and you smack them over cow corner for 6, and you're versing these 5-year-olds, and then you look now and they're all just incapable, really. I mean, not intellectually, but just like, they just don't know what a cricket ball is. Like, go back, learn some sport, and then come back to my cricket.
Do you know what I hate? I was under 11s, started off the real cricket ball, and then my last year of under 11s, they went to the fake rubber cricket ball. That was horrid.
Out of it. And they still pad up. I rock up to my local footy ground every Friday night, and I see the under 11s padding up with a rubber ball. Rubber ball.
Don't know what I've seen. I've seen a chest guard and I've seen an arm guard.
Oh my goodness, to a rubber ball. And these rubber balls,
mate,
they're like stress balls. They hit you and you don't feel it, and yet they still pad up.
Mate, they're bowling 3 bounces, mate. They're not gonna rise up your chest.
I'd face Sean Tate with no pads with a cricket ball. I mean, these people are facing 2 kilometre donkey droppers that are just landing, not even hitting them. And they pad up. They think they're Steve Smith, but they're not Steve Smith. In fact, they're far from it. I mean, I just don't like the fact that they just think they're top notch, which they're not. They're 5-year-olds and they think they are him, mate. Don't they?
Yep, they do.
They, or she, it's all changed. Anyway, we're not going to even go down. We're not even going to go down that path. Cricket, obviously, it is a unique sport. It is a sport where you've spent a lot of time in. We move from under 11s, Milo cricket, which was good back in the day. Now it's terrible if you are just joining us or you've skipped a bit. You're now in under 13s playing cricket against a real ball. Yep. Padded up, as you should.
Yep.
Playing cricket.
Yeah, and my first year of under 13s, I think I won the batting awards. I was a bit of a king with.
Hello! He's good around all boards. Good golfer. Batter. Best and fairest of footy. We will get to that.
Yeah, 80 runs a year. What a king.
Yep.
That's how good we were. But
average of. Give us your average.
I think I averaged 26 that year.
You have pulled that out of your ass. You did not remember that. No, I feel like.
No. What do you mean? I only got like 5 trophies, mate. Got to have something to look at.
No, absolutely. No, 26. You'd take that. I mean, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll still like the kid just block and protect the average.
You meant to say you do average high,
Yeah, no, but my average, nobody here knows. My average the year after was impressive. I averaged 150.
150, and he's not taking the piss because he went out once. He went out. Did you go out once?
Yeah, once. And it was on the second last ball before I retired.
But no one has to know that.
No, they don't.
Because he can go home to his kids and say, I averaged 150 in
and
cricket.
We don't talk about the years after that.
No.
It kind of went downhill after
that.
Quite
depressing times. With, your Cheteshwar Pujara mindset, 9 off 100 off balls, that's good.
I've got regret. I bought in. Everyone was saying, I should bat faster and all that. If I would go back, one, I would eat because I got so nervous I couldn't eat.
Okay, that's really concerning. We might need psychological therapy. I think if you can't eat, that's concerning.
Because I was that nervous. And 2, I would bat my way. I would bat slowly. I'd just stand there for 50 overs and say, sorry, champ, keep bowling.
Yeah, don't bowl there also.
Exactly.
I mean, you talk about your nervousness. You can't eat. You can eat before golf, hopefully.
Yeah. Cricket was... I learned a lot from cricket about myself. I cared that much I couldn't eat. I was that nervous. I'd wake up in the morning and I was nervous.
Did you ever
it was sheep
vomit?
Stations. Oh, mate, all the time. I've got a few funny stories about that.
You just walk into the field and chuck up a couple?
Yeah, before I bat. They were usually walking out before and just quick chuck up, probably stuck to my visor and all that, all through there.
Just as you do, walk in, chuck up and out the field.
We bowled out this side for, I reckon, about 70.
Good innings,
and obviously, as an opener, you're out there pretty quick, and I was pretty nervous. The coach was giving his talk, told me, pat up, champ.
Okay.
And after that, I remember I spewed right next to the pitch. And I remember we came out the bat and, a few overs go by and this guy, and I've blocked one, and he goes, picks it up, and then next to the pitch, he noticed the wet spot, which was my vomit.
Gee!
And he starts feeling around going, why is it wet, mate? He's completely rubbing his hands on my
Okay, so
vomit.
you've chucked up in the middle of the oval. Firstly, no one's given 2 hoots about it. They've just let it go. So you're playing with a chunk of vomit next to you.
Oh, well, because I didn't eat, it was see-through vomit, so, it was easy to mistake, but, it was funny. It's a memory I'll always,
see-through. Was it liquidized?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if we give a description of what this vomit actually looked like, I would love that. So it's, quantity?
Basically, because I didn't eat, it was pretty see-through, so, it kind of did look like water, or a bit of a weird juice, juice. spot on the ground. I don't know.
Okay, and this bloke rocks up and said, "What is this?" What did you say?
He goes, "Why is it wet?" And I remember just looking at my partner at the other end and going, "We were just pissing ourselves."
He's caressing this vomit.
Oh,
and
mate, he doesn't know this day. He has no idea.
So he's probably still got your DNA of
probably.
vomit up your esophagus.
He's probably never showered after that, to be honest.
That's disgusting. That's absolutely vile. I think it's time to move topic. Under 13s now to under 15s.
Under 15s.
Semi-final, I think you made it that year.
Oh, we made it.
It was 17s.
Do we want to move to second year 13s? That was my.
Second year 13s.
Yeah,
obviously.
that was peak career form. Only got out once. So I was a king.
That's his 150 average, lads.
I thought I was going to play for Australia. Obviously, it didn't turn out that way, but never mind. We move.
When you play for a cricket club that probably doesn't offer as much, I don't think you'll ever go that far. Anyway, we don't derogatorise these clubs. You know, they try their best, but when they try and stitch you up, let's not even go there. You know, the club was perfect that you played.
But I remember second year 13s was the best year of my cricketing career. I was starting to play senior cricket, which was awesome, and my dad was playing at the time, which made it even better. But yeah, I had all my mates in my team.
Yep. So it was a good year.
Yeah, life was good. I was playing well. I even won the bowling award that year. I was a king.
Goodness. So you
wicket keeper as well.
Bowling, wicket keeping.
Yep, batting.
Batting, all rounder.
Yep.
Like they might as well just give you the whole.
Yeah, and I opened the bowling, opened the bat, and wicket keep.
Do you have room in your room to store those? Room in your room. Do you have room in a bedroom to store all those?
Yeah,
trophies?
my 5 trophies. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, no worries.
But it was a great year. I really enjoyed it. Playing senior cricket at the time was the best thing ever. Like playing, bowling faster, batting with my dad, which famously on senior debut he ran me out, completely burned me.
What a chump.
Yep.
Put him away.
Completely burned me. Gave me the yes, no, yes. And he
Welcome
ran to the
club cricket.
And I was like, thanks, mate. I was batting well, mate. You probably got 5 ducks in a row after that, and you're burning me.
Yeah, that's not great.
And look, I loved it because I had great memories that year. All the senior boys looked after me.
Yep.
The coaches gave me great advice. But also it was a great experience. And unfortunately, after that, I deteriorated in my career. And
that's where I do want to go. And we don't like to spend negative concepts on this podcast, but when you've got someone next to me, you got to go through those tough times.
We do.
Under 15s cricket, one of your poorer years that you've ever played in. No offence. Talk us through that.
I think I was losing passion for cricket. I didn't care as much as I did in 13s. I was probably a bit sick of it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't enjoying. And like I felt like I was doing too much. Like I couldn't wicket keep, open the bat, play seniors. It was all getting a bit too much.
You can't do everything. I mean, when you've got footy on the side as well, I mean,
it was huge commitment.
Yep.
But in reality, like I didn't play my game. I got bored into all the stuff the other people were saying, like because I was batted so slow, and you got a fair bit of sledging. Like mate. Amount of times I've heard more blocks than Legoland and all that stuff. Like
they're actually one of the worst things I've ever heard. I mean, if anybody,
I heard it so many times it wasn't funny.
Watching this plays cricket and uses those terminology, I'm gonna ship and book a ticket and get off this planet. Thank you. 'Cause the planet's better without you. Those ones where. More leaves than... And I feel cringe talking about this. More leaves than a tree, more... Yep. Just all those...
Oh, mate, I got so many, it wasn't funny.
You just stick the bird up and say, just leave.
And I got bored into that stuff. Like, the year before, I loved cricket so much, I was like, stuff you, mate. I'm playing my game. And then the years after I didn't, I got, people at the club were pressuring me as well, saying stuff that...
And that's not good.
Yeah, it wasn't. And I still had people around the club that were still supporting me, but...
Yeah. But for
a young kid, I needed to hear, hey mate, stick at it.
Yeah.
You're doing the right things. Do your role in the team. And my role was just stick around, bat the whole innings, and let other people score runs.
And what you were 14 at the time, probably.
13, 14, probably.
14. And I think it's important to just look after those kids so that they do play in the future. Which obviously because didn't you?
Yeah, and it was the same second year 15s, first year 15s, second year 15s, bit of a blur. Yeah. And it was the same as 17s. 17s, struggled again. I had a few good innings, but it was the same. Where I enjoyed, I I enjoyed just, I think it got halfway through the year and I wasn't enjoying my cricket and I didn't feel like I belonged there and I was, and I just made a decision and I just started playing golf and I was going, how good's golf, having a good time. Don't need to worry about anyone else. It's just, if you shoot the score, you win. If you don't, you don't. Like, there's nothing else that's involved. If you play like a bad shot, still the next one. In cricket, you play a bad shot, you're out watching 72 overs and fielding the next day.
And you're getting yelled at for the rest of the week.
And all your schoolmates are giving it to you.
No, you hit the nail on the head there. I think it is important to, I guess, in cricket and times where you don't really get a lot of chances to just, I guess, embrace everything that comes your way. But was there any success throughout your years of cricket?
Unfortunately, I lost every single cricket final I ever played in. That's a stat.
That's not a record you want to uphold.
Country week, everything. I just it wasn't nice. Finals felt like I never won a final, so it felt like unachievable.
So under 13s
lost
semi-final.
Yep.
Under 13s second year.
Under 13s, I also played in the country week grand final. Lost that.
Great. Under 13s second year for your club.
Yep.
Lost.
Yep.
15s first year.
Yep. Lost.
Semi-final.
We're minor premiers as well.
Minor premiers, favourites to win. Yep. Lost in the semi-final.
Yep.
15s second year.
Yep.
Semi-final. Lost. 17s first year. Semi-final. Lost.
Yep.
And then you just hung up the boots.
And I just said, but good night, Irene. But I think I've only ever played one football final because we weren't the best team out there. But I won that one.
We did play alongside each other. We were tripe in every way, in every facet of the game.
I did win one football final. That's all I'll say.
He won a football final. I tell you what, though, he won a best and fairest. And we'll get to your footy life in a minute. But yeah, our footy club. Not our club. Our team was tripe. Div 6. It's not a good division to be in if you want to enhance your game. And not that either of us did. We just sort of took the mickey, took the piss, and just wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to add with the cricket, or do you want to move on?
Career.
Literally.
I think it came to a stage in my career. I just wasn't enjoying wicket keeping. I felt stuck in that role. I always enjoyed bowling, and I couldn't bowl anymore. I felt pretty scammed that I, won the bowling award the year before and didn't get the bowl the year next. Like I felt that was pretty stiff. But also I didn't speak up for myself. If I would have said to the coaches what I wanted, and
well, that's something I guess you've learnt and you can take on next, like in the future.
And I know that now. You got to be clear to everyone what you want, and everyone's got to be on the same page. And we just weren't. And I felt as a team as well. Everyone just wasn't on the same page. We weren't clicking as a team.
No.
And that's why we didn't win. We didn't stand up in the moments we needed to stand up.
Is there a reason as to why there wasn't any, I guess, clickingness?
There's probably a lot of reasons, but
I guess people not really getting along,
Yeah,
you're at that age, you can't really...
It was stuff like that, but I think we had so much hope coming into that first semi-final, and but I think we also... There was a lot of blame going around on whose fault it was and all that. Like,
I guess it's not a good environment
to
be in. If you want to succeed, you've got to, I guess, be positive. Apologies to that little delay or cut saying the camera went flat, but we are back now talking about Hicko, obviously his childhood, I guess. He mentioned about his cricketing journey. We now are at a perfect position to talk about your footy journey, mate. When did you start footy?
Started football, Auskick actually. I'm a product of Auskick.
Milo cricket? Auskick cricket?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Auskick footy, I should say.
Yeah. Dad had me straight in there. He was a mad.
Yep.
He loves his Geelong Cats.
Were you red or black team?
I was the black.
Yes.
The mighty black.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
The Reds, I feel like it just doesn't work well.
They got thrashed. I remember I was fortunate enough to play in the MCG, be one of those kids.
That is lucky, you lucky boy.
And, mate, I kicked the bag, and I was celebrating the crowd, don't you worry. But, mate, the black team was just stacked. Like, we crunched them. The red team didn't even kick a goal.
Mate, they probably didn't even touch the footy. They never do. I bet you, every time I watch Oz kick at half-time, not that I'm a creep, but every time I look at the Oz kickers, Red Bull don't know what to do.
No, they
They're
don't.
useless.
Well,
I feel like
that's why you go to the football, mate. They watch the Oz kick, mate.
Yeah,
You've got to see
they
the up and
embarrass
comers.
themselves.
They
like
do,
the
mate.
red team.
Mate, you should have seen me in my prime. Like, I was kicking goals on my left, on my right.
I'm sure. But if you look and, like, see, it's like people pick out the the less fortunate people and the people that probably don't know how to kick a footy, and they just give them a red shirt.
Yeah, they do.
Every time the Reds lose.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I don't know how it happens.
And if you're privileged enough to be part of the Auskick Black team, like, you know you're a gun.
Absolutely.
You're destined for the AFL.
Did you keep it or did you have to give it up?
I had to give it up. And, mate, I was actually pretty happy. One of my mates got like a really oversized Auskick one, so it was like...
Oh, mate.
And you might have been playing, actually.
Oh, there was a time where you've got the... Like... They oversize you so much that you got no pants on.
Yeah, my mate had to tuck it in, and it was still going over his pants. But I was actually lucky.
Yeah.
I had one that perfectly fit, and it was long sleeves as well.
Yeah,
you know how much I like my long sleeves.
That is perfect. You do love your long sleeves. We'll get to that later. But I feel like anybody look, I don't want to go down this path. People that like watching kids play football. I feel like they've just got to sort of fix the sizing. You can't have shirts that cover the pants. It is so bad because you've got 9-year-olds walking around in underwear, it looks like.
Don't know what's happened. Some Oscar kicks come in, like 6'2".
Yeah.
He's built like a tank.
He's probably 18 years old.
That's why they have him.
Yeah. I mean, that's why. You just see big boys rolling through little dwarfs and they just kill them.
Do you know what Sportsbet needs to do?
What does Sportsbet need to do?
Need to put odds on Oscar games. Like,
gamble responsibly. Do not listen to this. People are gambling on Oz kickers.
It's a good idea, mate.
My goodness. I would pick the black team every day of the week. I'd put my house on it.
That'd be like $1. The red team would be like $20, mate.
That'd be in the 6 digits.
501.
Anyway, Oz kick, you've mentioned that. Under 9s he went to.
Yep. Played with you.
Played with me.
And in my first ever team photo, I was next to this man.
We were next to each other. And, yeah, it was a good year, that.
Yeah. I started off as a defender. I said I want to be Harry Taylor.
Yep.
Because my dad was a big fan of Harry Taylor.
Yep.
I want to be a defender. I was defender. And then the coach said, no, you're a forward, mate. Get up there. And I was mad.
Yeah.
I was fuming.
As you should be. I mean, you're 7, 8 years old and you just get rejected. You know, you want to play a position that you've wanted to play with for ages, and you probably played that.
And I was weird. No one else wanted to play defender, and I was going, I want to defend.
It was rare back in the day to have people wanting to defend, and finally you get someone who wants to defend, and they say, "Nah, get stuffed, mate. You're in the forward line." That is completely out of the pocket, out of pocket.
Yeah,
you just can't be doing that.
Yeah, and then I remember I think I played under 10s, and I was like, mate, you're not going to make me a defender. I'm going to leave sport, and that's what I did. I had a year off.
Yep.
I said...
had a year off. Missed you under 11s, I think it was.
I think, yeah.
Came back to 13s.
And then I had a good year in 13s.
Yeah. He did have a good year in 13s. Talk us about your achievements at the end of the year.
I'll start off at the start of the year. I was had a year off football. I was a bit rusty, so I started off the year a bit slow.
Yep.
Luckily enough, was a bit of a sweat and worked my way into the midfield and a winger position, which I was quite happy about.
Read the play perfectly. Centre clearance is your go-to.
Yeah, I was,
inside
mate.
50 to the big keg at full forward. That's what we like to see.
And had a great year. Started off slow, but the back end of the year, once I got my jam going, like I was deadly, mate. I was running everywhere. Probably not. I had a really weird kicking technique. Like I had like a really where it held the ball up there.
If we actually had a footy here, that would be perfect. But just so this is the footy here, right? This is the footy. He's holding it up here, so he's like literally holding it here. You know?
Yeah, because the thing is, I hold it normally now because the coaches after that said, "Mate, what are you doing?"
It was,
but because I've unfortunately got really small hands.
Yeah,
I had to hold that because that's how I could keep a grip.
I mean, that's fair enough. But somehow you won a best and fairest doing that. Holding it up here, it made me cringe. It was a cancerous way to watch football.
I wasn't a flashy kicker, but
it was not.
I got it done. I got the disposals.
You got the job done. Hit your targets. It's all that matters. I mean, you look at Brian Myers.
I don't think we kicked many goals, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, look at Brian Myers. He wheels around, does a full 360 before he kicks the footy, but it works. He's actually a very accurate kicker.
Yeah, he is, and I think he's on for a great season. I'm a big fan.
Big season.
The pre-season game I was watching because I was homesick. He was very classy.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's very polished.
He's a good player. Footy, you did leave the sport early.
I did.
Did you leave it after the best and fairest?
No, I played a year.
You played 1 year after and then left.
And I didn't. Well, it taught me a lot. The 13s, I really tried my best at training. I worked hard. I did laps after training, and I got the result.
Yep.
And then 15s, I took it lightly. Like, I did not train it hard.
Yeah,
hard at all. I took the piss.
It's good. It's good. You take the piss, you enjoy it more.
Yeah. But and then I saw my results deteriorate. I think I finished like 10th in the best.
Well, I mean, when you put on 12 kilos, you don't run, and from a year where you're trying, you're running, you're moving, you're hitting targets.
But also, I'm very glad that happened because it taught me, like in golf, you have to work really hard.
Absolutely.
If you want have good results.
Yep.
And 15s, I didn't do that, and I got punished because of that.
It's fair enough. Like, you didn't even really want to take your footy to the next level, which is fine.
And I was sick of it. I did not want to go training.
You don't have to try.
I think I was coming off, averaging 150 in cricket, and I'm going, screw this, mate. Let's go
job.
Play some cricket.
If you average 150, you got your best and fairest in footy. Just hang the boots up and call it a day. I mean, seriously. You did that. You took the piss the next year, and
retired.
Retired and went to baseball. Talk about your baseball journey. I don't know. I've never heard this before.
It wasn't after football. It was during football. So I only played like 2 games.
And where was this?
It was at the Bellarine Bears. And
what is this? Continue. I've not heard.
And I couldn't play many games because I was committed to football. And I think it was my best and fairest year, so probably fair enough. My dad was a big baseballer. He played for Monash.
I feel like your dad did a lot of things back in the day. We should get him on the podcast. He's talking about... He loves a lot of things, which is good. I mean, like father, like son.
Yeah.
Your baseball journey, I do want to hear a bit more.
Yeah.
Keep talking. What was it about? You played for the Bears?
Yeah, and I was a great little shortstop. I threw absolute darts in the first base. But also I also struggled a bit. Look, you laughed at me.
Just continue.
And I really struggled to swing the bat. Like in cricket, I was scared to hit it. Mm-hmm. And if I go back and saw those donkey drop pitches, mate, I would smack that. Like, it was actually embarrassing if I had to watch that bit. Because I just stood there and just waited for balls to accumulate. Because in baseball, if there's 4 balls, you get a free walk to first base. So that's what I just tried to do. I just swung because everyone was, bad pitches, played donkey droppers. Instead of going for the stars and sending them to bloody Jupiter.
I bet your father behind the fence was drooling, thinking he wants to be out there punishing these out of the ground.
Yeah, I didn't even deserve a participation award for that, but I was a gun fielder. So I made up.
And it helps when you got those net. What even is that pass? It's just no good. Baseball, it's a unique sport. It's a tough sport. Cricket's different. You've got a plank of wood, and it's...
baseball's... It's like golf. It's like hard. Like
you can't get it first try.
Yeah. And I struggled with a bit of technique there, but you think of the pros with 100-mile-per-hour pitches coming in.
My goodness.
Like, there's no think
reaction.
time. Mate,
see ball, hit ball.
I'd strike out so many times it wouldn't be funny in the pros.
Yeah, and if it hits me...
100 miles per hour, curving each way, like they go that way,
it's unbelievable.
Hit the mic.
Get me on Wii Sports playing baseball, and I am proper king at that. It is good.
Wii Golf.
Yeah. I mean, it's easier. Brainless Barry would know that it's easier to play. Wii. I've just lost my cap.
Yeah.
It's easier to play on the Wii than it does in the real life.
Unfortunately. And then I never played a a game of hockey officially.
Yep.
Tried out a bit. Bought one of those stick thingers. Don't know what they're called. That's good by me.
Yep.
And I was considering it, but I don't think I ever got there. I've always been a shy person. Didn't like meeting new people, so opted out.
Fair enough. Any other sports?
Nearly got into tennis hot shots.
Jeez, this kid. Mate,
I'm probably missing
squash. Did you get into squash?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like there was a few other sports in there as well.
Have a think. I mean, I'll just keep talking, and you keep thinking.
I was back in the primary school days. I was a professional gang-up player.
Professional gang-up player.
Mate, I was a weapon,
you were
mate.
making things up as you go. I mean, back in the day, gang-up was a big part of school.
It was.
Speaking of school, you left school.
I did.
To go and spend more time on the golf course. If that is dedication, that is dedication. That's what that is.
You got to do what you got to do.
Oh, yeah, I'll just leave school, go to a closer school just to spend more time on the golf course.
Exactly, mate. The grades weren't adding up, so you may as well go do something with your life.
Worse than a Z minus, I think your grades were, but we don't.
There was a few ungradables in there. Don't you worry.
We don't mention that. You just got to play. You just got to be a good golfer, and you might succeed in life.
Yeah, that's the plan, mate.
That's the plan.
That's
be
the
a good
plan.
golfer. You win. If you're not, you're probably in the slums.
Yeah. I'll be selling golf balls at the side of the golf club. Don't you worry.
Absolutely. Anyway, speaking of, don't you jump in the pond at the golf club and bloody keep Paul?
Yeah, that's where I go for a swim, mate.
Yeah,
Every morning, go.
He swims illegally at the golf club pond to pick up golf balls.
Yeah, not to pick up golf balls. I just go swim laps, mate.
He swims laps, and you pick up golf balls.
What would you pay to go use a pool when you go golf?
Highly illegal.
When you go golf on there, mate, just use it.
Oh my goodness!
You probably get eaten alive.
If you want to put yourself in jail, continue talking, mate. What else? What other illegal things have you done in your past?
Illegal things I've done.
I think we actually shouldn't talk about this.
I reckon I've stolen something. Not from like a shop. Probably like. I stole a piece of paper from school once, but
oh wow, that is so dangerous, you gangster.
That's very illegal.
I've actually been caught off guard so much. We're talking about
illegal
stuff that
things.
would put you in jail. Where are we? So, you played cricket, you played footy, you played baseball, you played tennis hot shots. You were a king at gang-up.
Never finished. Officially played tennis. I had the shirt.
Okay.
I just didn't go. So poor mum signed me up, got the shirt, and just didn't turn up.
Yeah. Okay. So you weren't a tennis player.
No.
You were a gang-up master. You claim. Soccer.
I did play soccer.
Oh my God.
I forgot about soccer. I did play soccer.
You played soccer.
I was a goalkeeper, mate. And do you know what I enjoyed about goalkeeping? When people used to run at you to kick goal, I used to run outside the box and tackle the ball from their feet.
That is illegal. You can't do that in soccer.
Mate, I used to just grab the ball from the feet and they used to just kick it into me. And I was like the Hulk or something. I was just go.
Surely they kicked your crown jewels.
Mate, probably didn't have any back then.
You were crown jewelless. That's what you were.
I was a young kid back then.
Yeah, back in the day. Even if you did have some, you probably couldn't see. Why are we even going down
Yeah, this is getting wild, mate.
So, I'll say it again. Footy, done. Tick for cricket.
Yep.
Baseball, tick. Tennis, you didn't do. Gang up master, tick. Soccer, tick.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot about soccer. Soccer was we were a pretty good team. I remember I left soccer to go play football, and the soccer team won the premiership the year after I left. So that was a bit demoralising, but oh well.
So I guess we've been talking about your childhood for a solid long time. Is there anything else to add? I mean, you've only mentioned the sport. Was there anything else in your life? I mean, you grew up in Sydney.
Yeah, I was born in New South Wales, in Womberall.
Can you give us a bit of a geographic location? I don't think anyone knows where that is.
I believe it's around the Sydney
area. Do you
area.
even know where that is?
No, I know where. This is probably poor when you're born there and grew up there. Well, didn't grow up there. I
just say somewhere. I think
there.
No
it's around the Sydney region.
Around Sydney.
Central Coast, maybe, because
maybe okay.
Yeah, because I think we lived close to my grandparents who lived on the Central Coast. I'm doxing them as well.
You think? What time did you? How old were you when you left Sydney? Because it seems like you're quite clueless. Okay, that sort of makes sense.
Did a bit of kindergarten, then went to Melbourne.
Bit of kinder. Went to Melbourne. Talk us about Melbourne.
Yeah, I don't remember much, mate. I was in prep. And
that's
then
a bit of shame. We do need your father here to talk about.
Then moved out to my current location where I'm not going to expose it.
Can you give us your address?
I was tempted to give one of my mates' location right now.
Do it.
Nah,
mate. One of them will get... Anyway, if there's news
if you want Jonesy's address, just hit me up on Snapchat. Don't you worry.
Don't.
My Instagram is Oscar_Hickson at something. Hit me up. I'll give you his
he wants
address.
Everyone. He is as dry as a bone. His Snapchat, so he wants anybody that he can get his hands on. If that is you, hit him up. Give him a bit of positivity around his life.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Just don't give them my address. So you've talked about your childhood. Do you want to add anything else? You said you don't know what about Sydney. You don't know about Melbourne. You came back.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Oh, no!
You cut that out.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
You put a beep over that. Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah,
and you know, lived there for a while where that beep location is.
Yep.
And then moved schools. I reckon while I've lived down here, I've probably been to at least 4 different campuses and 3 different schools.
Wow.
So I've been to 5 different schools.
And if you want to give us a bit of an educational decision for those up and coming families, what schools would you request and not request around the Bellarine Peninsula?
Yeah. Oh, mate, this
do it. You can just fire away. You go
away.
You've left a school. You can tell us about the school.
Rock up to that place.
That is false. That is false. If you go to
nothing bad happens
you'll get
there.
stabbed.
Yeah, cut that out as well.
And probably cut that out.
Yeah, probably was. If you tune in again after this, after all these cuts and stuff, some wild things have been said.
Yep.
Don't worry. But I think my childhood's always revolved a lot around sports. The only thing I really cared about.
Yeah.
When you're pretty bad at school, there's nothing else to really worry about.
I mean, it's a good effort to get a Z-.
No, I didn't get that, mate. Ungradable, mate. Ungradable.
UG's worse, I think.
I was a king at Indonesian. Just ask anyone, mate.
Indonesian. Give us a word from Indonesia.
Bukasa Makasi or something.
Oh my goodness. That is career ending.
No. It was like,
that is career ending.
It's like Bumera Makasi or something, isn't it?
If you...
you know what I'm talking about.
Just stop. You're making it a whole lot worse. If you rock up to Bali saying Bakuna Makasi, that would be one of the most trolling things you will ever see. You get kicked out of there. Anyway.
Oh, no.
No disrespect to
Indonesians.
No,
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, absolutely. Far out. Okay. Let's go back to golf because we've gone completely off topic.
We've gone some places.
You talked about during the break about your putting.
Yep.
I don't know what you want to talk about within that.
I just want to say to the viewers, it got to a point where I had 43 putts in the round, and that is like horrendous. Like that is beginner golfer stuff.
43 putts.
And like it was like bad. Like my technique was horrid.
Yep.
I just couldn't putt, and then had to put some work in, fix the technique, go to the coach, told me how bad I was, and I've got a bit to improve on. Yeah. Then, no, I'm kidding. You didn't say that.
My bad. There is an insect in my water. That is fine. I'll get a bit of malaria. Continue.
And I worked really hard on it, and he got me a stage. Now putting's my strength.
That is perfect. I was with you caddying at a time where I think.
Mate, my whole game was bad back then. We don't even need to talk about that.
No, I'm actually talking about a positive thing. This was at the Vic Masters, Vic Open.
Yep.
You were on, I think it was about hole 9, actually.
How does he remember this?
No, because I had a notebook and we illegally...
Yeah, don't tell him that. They'll disqualify me.
He should not be the winner of the net competition. I'm joking.
No, it was just like a notepad. We had notes.
It was legal, everybody, because if it wasn't, we'd be in jail.
No, it was at the time. It was just a notepad of a routine I wanted to go through. I'm not sure. I think someone told me that wasn't allowed, but at the time we did not know about that.
So they let us off the hook. Okay, they knew they let us off the hook.
Yeah, okay.
It was on hole 9. He was off the green and he decided to get out his putter. Right? You decided to get out your putter.
I remember this now.
It was, in my eyes, not that you'd take any information out of me, the dumbest decision you'll ever have.
What?
It was the dumbest decision you'll ever have.
I thought you were talking about the one I sunk.
No, yes, I am.
I sunk like a 50-footer, thank you.
No, it was a 50-meter, thank you.
Yeah.
It was 50 meters away from the hole, and he decided, I'll give him a wedge or something, He decides to pull out the putter, and I'm thinking, mate, as if you can hit 50 meters with a putter.
It wasn't 50 meters, it was like 50 foot.
Shut up, it's 50 meters.
No one's going to believe I can hit a putter 50 meters.
Mate, now you've just ruined it.
I can't even hit my driver 50 meters.
What's 50 foot? 50 50 metres, right? We use the metric system.
Camera guy back there. I'll dox him as well.
50 foot. Well, a foot's about 30 centimetres.
Mate, don't ask me to do maths. Don't ask me.
Hurry up, Thomas. 50 metres, I was saying, but you were saying 50 foot. 15 metres. So how, from the hole to the edge of the green, how far is that roughly?
Hole to the edge of the green. It would have been about 50 foot. Because I was
So he was right on the edge.
I was maybe like 2 metres off the green.
Yeah, in a bush, really. And he's decided to whip out the putter and putt what would have been the most amazing shot you'll ever see. And I'm right. I'm bearing the flag, and I'm right. Got the perfect view of it.
Yep.
He goes for the shot and he sinks it from 50 foot.
Oh, it was a great putt.
It was I don't know if it goes under the best shot you've ever played in a putting perspective. But it was the best one I've ever seen.
It was definitely a highlight. I mean,
talk us through your best shot with the putter.
In general, or just with the putter?
With the putter.
With the putter. This one's actually not impressive. It was, it's just
I just consumed an insect and it stuck at the back of my throat.
We've killed the host. I'm now hosting the show, guys. Don't you worry.
That's actually
we're going to be under good control.
It's stuck at the back of my throat. Continue. The best shot you've done with the putter.
It was it was either that or that's probably the longest putt I've ever holed, but in competition. But there was one key one. I might save it. I'll save it for later because I think you've got a question coming up that might relate to it. But I reckon there's one putt better, and I'll
tell us. Are you going to tell us?
Yeah, it was my first ever competition pennant match.
Yep.
It's at Geelong Golf Club. I wasn't too nervous, but yeah, I was a bit unsure about what was happening, and
it's your first time. That's understandable.
And then the guy I was versing literally said to his dad or whoever the caddy was, you know, if I lose to this guy, I'm quitting golf, which that was a bit...
So he probably ended up quitting golf.
He did, because I won. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And literally career ending for that.
And I was pretty nervous. I was 4 down through 4 holes. I lost every single hole. I was playing pretty bad. And this guy was pretty intimidating. Like, he's off +4. Like, he's a pretty good golfer. Uh-huh. And, you know, 4 down, I got myself back down to 1 down through 9 holes. Then he got himself back up to 4 up, and
yep.
Me and Dad think, no, I wasn't. I was confident in myself. Dad was thinking, yeah, I'm done. Like,
yeah. This guy's...
Dad won't admit it, but yeah, that's what he was thinking. And I just remember, it was just like, I didn't work all this, work so hard just to lose now.
Yeah.
And just turn in the prime Tiger Woods and
yep.
Started holing putts, got through, got myself down back to even.
Would you say that was the best run in golf you've ever had?
Yeah, probably best back 9. And got myself the 1 up. We're on the I was 1 up on the 17th hole. If he won the hole, we would or we drawed the hole, would be going to 18. And yeah, that would probably be pretty nerve-wracking, but I was because I didn't have a pre-shot routine at the time. I was pretty rushed off the tee. I've hit it into the bunker, and then he's come on, gone, and because he's a pretty good golfer, he's stuck it on the green, like the closest I've ever seen a tee shot on that hole onto the green. And I'm thinking, nah, this is going to 18. I could lose this, but then I've hit got to the bunker. He's thinking, because I was playing pretty poor out of the bunker all day, he's thinking he's won this. And I've just pulled out like the biggest, because I want the win so bad. I've pulled out this clutch bunker shot, got it onto the green. I was pretty happy. Had a short little, maybe 4-footer for par. Mm-hmm. And I had to stroke on that hole because it was in junior pennant. There's handicap and all that. So all I had to do was time. So when his birdie's putt, I was nervous as hell. I was going, please don't sink this.
Yeah. Because
obviously I wanted to win the hole. He misses, taps in for par. And I remember I had the 4-footer for par and to win my first ever pennant match. And I was nervous. Like, that's the most nervous I'll ever be over a ball. Like, my legs were shaking. Like,
really?
I wanted to win that bad. Like, it was... I know he didn't care because, +4 and all that, but I wanted to win.
Yeah, and you got the job done.
I was standing over it. It felt like forever, and I hit it and went in the hole, and it was probably the happiest I've ever been on a golf course. Like, after that, I knew I could win.
Did you have to, keep your emotion in, or did you just let it all out? Are you that sort of person that just lets it all out?
No, I was just in. I was stunned. Yeah. I was stunned. I just looked up and went, like, what the hell just happened?
So it was like a natural reaction.
It was like what the hell just happened? I was like in such a blur the whole round because I started so poorly and then started the back nine and I started playing well because I obviously had a lot of technique problems and I was very inexperienced because, first ever comp ever. And yeah, it was just surreal because
that's perfect. I mean, it's what a way to open your account with a competition win.
Yeah, and I'm very fortunate.
In your first competition, I mean.
Yeah. I think I may have played Pennant the year before that. Yeah, I did. I played Pennant the year before that and lost both matches because I was nervous as hell. But I count as my first.
Apologies, everyone, for that. A bit of storage confusion. Too much storage in the cameras because we are yapping on a lot at the moment. I am alongside Hicko, if you are just joining us, a king golfer. It's about time I get that license out so no one takes my identity. Okay, so goals for the future, Hicko. You talked about your nervousness and the most nervous you've been in the golf course. I think it's about time we wrap this thing up. So goals.
Goals.
In terms, whether that be golf, whether that be life, whether that be school, getting an X- rather than a Z-. it can be anything. Just knock yourself out. What goals do you have for the future?
Well, ideally, it would be, scratch by the time I'm 18. That would be nice, if not sooner.
What is scratched?
Scratch is a term in golf for the handicap of 0.
So, it's pretty much just...
Yeah, you're on par.
Finishing 18 holes on 0.
Yeah, basically.
That's perfect. That's a perfect way to start your career.
Yeah, it is. But also, have fun, enjoy golf, learn about life, and hopefully pass VCE. If I'm passing VCA, it should be fine. Get solid 51. Well, what's the pass VCA?
Well, anyway. I'm actually aiming for a -8 ATAR. So if you can achieve that, I think that's a good effort.
Yeah, I agree. What else? But look, I've got, get the scratch and see where I end up. Because if you get the scratch in 2 days, I'm not going to get the scratch in 2 days.
I think a good way to structure the goals, with what are your goals for driving?
I think I just want to. I'm happy if I'm being the best version of myself. If I'm, if I'm training hard, if I'm doing all the right things and I don't get the results, I'm fine. If I'm,
but the thing is,
but if I'm not training hard, not being the best version of myself, then there's something's going wrong.
If you do that and you try your best, success will come. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, we hope so.
A person with an IQ in the negatives would even know that. It's not rocket science. I mean, you try hard, you get the results. And I think you've hit the nail on the head there. You talked about how much time you spent on the golf course. 8 hours. You moved schools.
Yep.
You move schools to get closer to the golf course. You spend more time on the course than you do at your house. You said you got interested in golf from a few of your mates. You talked about your challenges and with your techniques, about your head down and fixing that, your mental strategies on hot days and weather-impacted days. You did that perfectly. The goals, as you said, being a better version of yourself, how you handle situations mentally, breathing, it was perfect, everything you said. I mean, your favourite golf course, you talked about Glen Waverley. I think what you've said on the podcast today is just absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I appreciate what you brought to the podcast today. Thank you for putting your hand up and saying yes to having a chat. I do appreciate it, and for you to, I guess, be open and showing your opinions on things, the way you grew up in footy and cricket and everything. It was quite entertainment at its peak, so I absolutely appreciate having you on.
And thank you. It's been a pleasure to be on it. Great fun. But also, yeah, it's a pleasure to be the first ever guest. I think if I've got that wrong, please correct me.
You are the first guest.
Yeah, and I wish you well. It's a great setup you have in here. You work hard. Your questions are great. The team you have around you here, in your boy behind the camera.
Yep. Lurking behind the camera in jail, in a cage. No, he's not in a cage.
He's found him off the street. He's locked him up. He said
he'll do. We'll trap him in here.
Yeah, but thank you. It's been great. I wish you luck.
I appreciate it.
Can't wait to see the next episodes with all the new guests.
Yeah. I do have one more question to ask you before we end. The tips. So any tips you have for golfers out there, whether it be putting, driving or whatever, just give us your best tip you've received.
I think in general for any sport, just work hard. Yep. You work really hard, you'll get the result.
That's it. And I think you hit the nail on the head a few minutes ago about it too. So.
Yeah, if you're the best version of yourself, if I'm the best version of myself and it ends up me as a 55 handicap living on the streets, then that's what it is. But as long as I'm being the best version of myself, I'm happy. No. And everyone else.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that, mate, so much. Thank you for jumping on the Sporting Fix.
Thank you.
You are listening to the 15th episode, the first interview, including a keen golfer, a brilliant golfer, a young golfer, Oscar Hickson. Have a good night.
Thank you.